Can you forgive yourself? Can you forgive others? Or have the stories become bigger than you? That's an interesting one. When the stories become bigger than you, when the reasons why you can't forgive are bigger than the reasons why you can forgive. When we can't see that we were the same thing we're judging. These are exciting times. I can put words now to what I feel, and I can put action behind what I feel. And if I can do this, so can you. Because I am you deep inside. The mirror gives us the opportunity to not see other as something we're not. That's what the ego does. The heart identifies the joy that comes from seeing something in front of us that chooses to be the change, and hopefully is reminded that what we see before us is us waiting to be rediscovered again. And we call that an inspiration. And I know we're all ready for those inspirations because I see so many posts on social media showing that. It's an honor to reflect back to you change in the world. It's an honor to stand before you and say, I'm not perfect and I don't need to be perfect. I just need to believe that there's more possibility than what we see before us. And then I just need to bring forth to myself and to Mother, Father, God, Source, what in me doesn't feel loved. Not what in you doesn't feel loved, but what in me doesn't feel loved. Because if I don't feel loved, I'm not going to treat others with love. But when I do feel loved, when I feel loved by the universe, when I feel loved by myself, when I feel accepted and honored because I say yes to what I want to say yes to and I say no to the things I want to say no to. It should feel really good. And if you take away that last piece, which is to make a story out of why others are our arch enemy, as opposed to why others need an example to remember their greatness, we're well on our way to something really great. Now, am I the only one in the world that feels this way? No, that's the good news. I'm one of many. And the ones of many that are watching this now know that I'm walking along the path to something really amazing, which is self-love, self-respect, and self-honoring. And what that creates in the world is more of that in myself and how I treat others. The question is, are you looking at this video and judging me, or trying to see where I'm not perfect? Because you'll find it. I'm not perfect. There are plenty of parts of me that are easy to judge. But that then would just be you judging yourself. And we have to get out of judgment. If we're ever going to be the change we want to see in the world, we have to be willing to stop old habits. And the person that judges is really afraid that very soon they're going to be judged, because they know deep inside this secret that they're not perfect. How do I know this? Wham! I kept looking outside myself, and I kept looking at others to say how amazing they were, without once giving myself the opportunity to feel that way about myself. And it affected everything. It affected the way I chose bosses. It affected the way I showed up in relationships. And it affected the way I had conversations about things. The good news is I am here stating all this because it isn't about what we're not anymore. We have an entire world out there outside of ourselves that knows what they're not. And we can keep playing in that for another 100,000 years. But I believe that going through this experience, it's taught me something invaluable. It's time to start seeing the best in ourselves and the best in others. It's time to start believing that we can be the change we want to see in the world. And they say change starts with yourself. But Michael Jackson said it the best, right? He called it the man in the mirror. And he said, I'm looking for you to change your ways. And no world can make a difference if we don't look at ourselves in the mirror. And we don't identify why we're in pain, why we're not loving ourselves, because we're lovable. The mere fact that we came to an earth and were willing to become amnesia oriented and forget everything we knew about ourselves makes you incredible. Holy crap. It makes you amazing. The fact that you treat people with kindness makes you amazing. And we have to build on that amazingness, and we have to build on the fact that our next door neighbor, the girl that we work with, the boy that we work with, has amnesia. They're like little special needs children that don't know yet that they're loved. And it is not your job to be their love or to step in and show them how to love themselves. It's your job to become it, so you affect the change on an energetic level every time you step into a room. Now, how much more effort is that than stepping into the room and not knowing you are the change and letting the energy that's in the room dictate you, who you are, how you feel about yourself? And guess what? Most of the energy in the room is self-doubt, uncertainty, and fear-based. So tell me how you don't leave a room not experiencing that. I grew up in LA. Can you imagine what that was like? I go into a room, I start my house and I put on my makeup and I'd feel really good. I'd feel like happy joy, and I felt like anything was possible. I was feeding into my self-love. And then I would go into a party that everyone couldn't wait to get into, and the level of self-doubt and self-hatred was so permeating that that it created a whole nother experience. And these are the parties people wanted to get into. Isn't that interesting? And I was one of them, and I couldn't wait to get into those parties. And I didn't know I was the change in the room. I thought I couldn't wait to get into the room so it could change me. So I would feel special or loved, or I got a piece of what they're doing or what they are, or what they've got, right? Some of their magic would wear off on me. I did not know I would be the one bringing my magic to the table. And for a long time, I looked outside myself and saw the magic in others. Now, how many of us can identify that? And I'm not saying that the people outside of us aren't magical, but they're not more magical than you are. And they're not more magical than me. These are just some ideas to ponder and think about and see if it reflects you. And if it doesn't, use your free will. Delete this video. I'm not looking for followers. I'm looking for a tribe of people that want to get to know themselves, that want to be honest with themselves, and want to proactively affect the change in a room that for so long is filled with doubt, uncertainty, fear, self-loathing. While they all prim and proper themselves up in a room and pretend like that's not the case. But you don't treat people badly when you feel good about yourself. Have I treated people badly? Yes. Didn't feel good about myself. This isn't about a shame game. This is about identification, so you can understand how similar you are to the person next to you, and forgive them and forgive yourself. Because until we are willing to forgive and see that we are the same as the person across from us, we build we build a fake self-sense. You don't get to look at another and build yourself up because of it. Although our society certainly has. I mean, why would we have stars in the world, or people rushing towards to becoming celebrities? Because we want to be seen as different and special. But you already are different and special. No one is made at all like the other person. And you don't need someone outside of yourself to tell you this. You need you to tell you this. And you need you to believe it. Sorry, I have an itch. And I'm not here to tell you that I've gone all the way through. I'm not here to tell you I've gone all the way through. I'm here to tell you that I can share with you what I know thus so far. So we can both hold space for more. And there's more, because we live in an infinite universe. And we're just getting started. Thank you. Thank you for watching this far, if you've gotten this far. Thank you for being a mirror and a reflection of someone that wants to really get to know themselves so they can be the change in the world they want the world to be. So we can look out onto a world and say, how I contribute matters. And how I contribute has created all of this. And I'm so proud and I'm so excited to have found the greatest love of all inside of me. I love you.